Hello everyone, today I'm gonna explain how market really works, and this will be the only video you need to start with, and of course not the only video in the whole trading system, of course, but it tells you how really market works. So the first thing we start off is, why does price have to move? Is there anything, let's say you're an institution and price is over here, so what made you go up and what made you go down? Now let me tell you why. Now price moves like this. Now you tell me, what's this? This is a consolidation level, and this is basically a trend. Now why we have those two options? Very basic. Now you're an institution and you need huge contracts. Let's say you want to go long from this point, which is price, I don't know, let's say 1,000. So if you put all your contracts at one trade, so let's say you have 100,000 contracts to fill in, this is a lot of money, and if you enter it in one position, the price will spike up and you will feel, let's say, 1,000 here, 1,000 here, 1,000 here, 1,000 here, and you can see that you're filling your orders in worse and worse prices. So you're buying in expensive prices because you, as a buyer, you need someone to sell you. If you go one at one time, then there is no counterparty that will put the exact same positions you have. So let's say there is 1,000 contracts from an institution want to be sold at this level, another 1,000 here, another 1,000 here, and of course they won't put 100,000 contracts at one level because it will appear in the DOM or depth of market. So if they put 1,000 or let's say 100,000 contracts over here, then it will appear as a sell limit, and then they exposed their movement. They exposed that they want to they want to drive the price down, and this is not what they want. So what they do instead is, let's say they have 100,000, so they fill, let's say 10% here, and price will spike, and let's say another institution wants to drive the price down, enters 1,000 here, price goes down, and the first institution will fill another 1,000 here, and now when the consolidation is over, you see there is two institutions fighting over here. So the one that have more contracts to fill will win. So in this case, the yellow one filled more contracts, and this made the price go up. Let's say he filled about 95% of contracts, and then the red one, the other institution, got no contracts left because they can't risk more, so they gave up, and the yellow one kept buying here, so they drive the price up. But remember that most of their contracts are filled on this level, which means they are on the winning side. And then over here they will start to give up slightly on their contracts, so this yellow institution will sell some of contracts here, then when the price up they will sell contracts here, and and this is how market works. There is this, which is the consolidation, or it's called fair value, where the buyer accepts what the seller accepts too. So there is a level they are happy to trade in, and this is the fair value, which has the most contracts, of course, because it's a consolidation. So over here, another trend which called unfair value. So this is a fair value and this is unfair value, which means there is one winning on the other side. So in this case, buyers are more aggressive than the sellers. This is the first thing. So the second thing you want to know is how much market participant there are in the market. So you might think there is a buyer and a seller, but there is actually four. So the first called passive and the second called aggressive. What can the passive players do? Very basic. They put limits. So let's say the price is here. They put limits at this level. This is called a sell limit. So this is sell limit and this is a passive order because they didn't enter the market. They told you, I have an intention to sell at this level, but they can remove it at any time. It's not in the market yet. And an aggressive buyer or seller, aggressive participant, will click the actual button on the price. So on this price, there is some sell limits above it, and then an aggressive buyer will click the buy and buy the contract at the closest level, which is over here. So give me anything of this price, and this is the aggressive player. So you click buy or you click sell and you're in the market now. But this is the passive participants can put sell limits or buy limits, and they can remove it at any time. So who drive the price up or down? Very basic, the aggressive participants, because if I don't want to buy your sell limit, then the price won't move. Very basic. So if you sell me an apple for $5, I don't want to buy it. So nothing happens. I hope you understood this. I'm not going very deep on another thing I'm gonna tell you. So the passive players appears on the DOM, which is depth of market, and you can check so much examples in my 40-page book. It's, let's say, a very short book where you can find about 80% of my intraday positions or intraday edge, and the aggressive players will appear on the footprint, and those are tools from the order flow, so they are 100% based on buyers and sellers. So this is the market participants, and I'm going to come back anyway. So by those two titles, which is this called the AMT, which is auction market theory, it shows that the market is a continuous auction where there is an auction here and the winner will drive the price up or down. Very basic, and those are the market participants. If you understand this, you understood about 95% of the market, or the financial market. And another thing I will tell you now, I want you to read my book before going to the third step. I'm showing something very important that I didn't type in my book, because I'm bored. Very basic. It's not I'm bored, but I'm lazy. Yeah, that's a word. Now, say here, this is the price. Let's say we have some, I'll come back. Okay, those are candles. And now a normal person who learned, let's say, ICT will tell me, oh, there is a fair value gap over here. Which is wrong. So the fair value gap is this thing that we explained over here. Unfair value is the same as fair value gap, which means the trend. So the fair value gap happen when there is consolidation here and consolidation here, and between there is fair value gap, which is the trend. It's not, wait. It's not this pattern, this, where you have, this thing. It's just a pattern. It's not a fair value gap, it's a pattern, so shows that there is an imbalance in market, which means the price didn't have time to make an auction over here, so it was so much up, which means there is an imbalance where buyers bought so much contract, sellers didn't even take any level or sold any contracts over here. So what price likes to do is come back here to check if there is any participants that want to trade at this area. And then when there is a rejection means, a dodgy candle like this. When there is a rejection here, then we confirm with footprint. Remember to use the footprint. It's the best tool for execution for retails. Now with footprint, you can confirm that we can go long when you see this pattern and there is, some aggressive buyers over here with strong statistics. And for you as an ICT trader, you will use this pattern, but for me, I will use something else, which is the imbalance. Now we move to the footprint to show you what's the imbalance. So this is the footprint candle. Let's say we're talking about this candle. We're talking about this candle. I think if I make it in white, it will be much better to explain. So the footprint is like this. So on the right side it shows you the aggressive buyers, and on the left side it shows you the aggressive sellers. So let's say I'll come back. Well, let's say they filled those. I forgot here. Let's make them any random numbers. So what's an imbalance on the footprint? Now, the first thing you need to know about the footprint is the comparison is diagonally, not horizontally. So I don't compare numbers like this, but we compare them like this. Why? Now, let's say buyers, when they want to buy, they drive the price up, and sellers, they want to drive the price down. So they want this, they were here, they want this level, they were here, they want this level. So it's like this. We compare them like this. And this is the comparison. You can see that 1000 is more than 3 times, and here is a strong level for buyers. 30 is more than 3 times of 5, here is another strong level. 40 is more than 3 times of 0, here is another strong level. And here is another strong level. And 300 is, let's say, more than 3 times than 60, and here's another strong level. So this is a stack of imbalances. Imbalance means it's more by 3 times. So if we want to grab a sell imbalance, we just check you know, it's the same thing. But if this one over here, let's say, let me think, let's say if this one over here was 500, and then we compare them like this, it's actually a sell imbalance. So it's over here, but it's only 5, not 500. And now we have this imbalance stack, which acts the same concept as ICT told you, which is like a fair value gap. So this candle over here is the same candle here. So the strong level is about here, you know, it's over here. So about here. And now we wait for a pullback to this level here. And then if there is a rejection, which is a doji candle here, and it's not always a doji candle like this or hammer candle. With footprint, you can check if there is an aggressive buyers entering at this level, which means they rejected to trade at this spot. They rejected to consider this as a fair value level. So they will continue the trend and they will drive the price up. In order to understand all this, as I told you, you need to read my book, which is over here. I will put the link on the description. It's completely for free now, and I might change the price in, let's say, in the future. So everything is explained, and there is some examples, as you can see. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. This is, let's say, the best 17 minutes in your career to start with, and thank you.